just want the money, man. Fuck all the goobies and fuck all the fame. I just want the house, the flash, for Billy, the diamond gold chain. You hearing them, coach? You hearing the crowd? They screaming my name. Wait for. Put me in again. 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 I won't let you down. I dreamed of this shit. I'm gonna do my thing.
What's going on? What's going on, chat? Welcome to another episode of Respect the Hustle. Special episode. This is the 20th edition of Respect the Hustle. Okay. It's been more than 20 episodes, I believe, just in some different things. We've had some live streams. We've had some watch parties. We've had just some different things. But I'm calling this one the official 20th episode, which means that puts us in the top 2% of podcasts. Top 2% of podcasts. The 21st episode puts us in the top 1% of podcasts in the world. And so, first and foremost, big thank you to myself. No, I'm not that. I'm really not that. I'm not that type of person. But I want to thank all my hustlers out there. You, okay? You know, we do a lot. When I say we, I mean all of us as a family. We're a family. We do a lot, and we got to in this economy. We just got to. We got to be able to do a lot of different things, and we do. And so, but in all honesty, it took me a while to get this podcast started, just because I knew when I wanted to do the podcast, I want to be consistent. I wanted to come at you more frequently and things of that nature. And I know it's been a couple of weeks since the last episode. That was the New Year episode. Make sure you go back and check it out. But this has been a more consistent podcast than the most. So we're in the top 2%. So once again, thank you. Shout out to Podbean. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Like, comment, share the page. Follow us on IG at Respect the Hustle Pod. Make sure you check us out on Spotify, Apple, anywhere that you check out your podcast. But also just click like on the YouTube video, because this is where you're getting the first stream. This is where you're getting the first like. This is where everything comes first, and then the feed is coming at a later time. All right, but glad to be with you today. Glad to be with you. Top 2%. Man, feels good. It honestly feels good to be able to come at you and be able to share my thoughts on some stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. And I've been talking for too long. Let's go. All right. First and foremost, I want to give my prayers, condolences, thoughts, everything going out to the LA fires. I know typically when I first started seeing it a little over a week ago, it was on the news station, and typically stuff like that I don't pay too much mind to it, because I don't know what's real, what's not, so on and so forth. And it was kind of still early, like it was after the first day of fires. But then when I saw one of the podcasts I follow, they canceled their show, and they're based in LA. They canceled their show because they're once again they're in LA. I was like, okay, man, something really is going on. And so I did my research, and it's just crazy of everything that's going on out there. So definitely thoughts and prayers with everyone in the LA community, the families of those affected, and I know y'all gonna bounce back stronger than not. popping over to sports. No, before we get to sports. Before we get to sports. Next week, I will be announcing right here, maybe the 21st episode that'll put us in the 1%. I'll be announcing my new brokerage. The Real Realtor checking in. Okay. Shout out to everyone over at my previous brokerage. It's nothing but love. I got nothing but positive things to say about my experience in my first few years in the real estate industry. But honestly, I did leave, and we'll talk about it on the next episode. But I did leave my previous brokerage just mainly because of the infrastructure and the direction that the industry of real estate is going. And so I left, but nothing but still got relationships, new brokerage, but same service that I provide everyone. So it'll be exciting to make that announcement next week. And so I just thought about it right now, like, hey, on the 21st episode, the episode that puts us in the number 1%, why not be able to come at you with the release of my new brokerage that I'll be joining. So that'll be next week. We'll talk about that at a later time. It's a lot of sports that I'm gonna talk about. So I'm gonna end off the episode with sports. All right, end off the episode with sports. But TikTok. You know, if you noticed at the beginning of this episode, I was gonna say, like I typically say, follow us on TikTok as well. TikTok looks like as of Sunday that it might be saying farewell, saying au revoir, saying bye. It has some things to do with the Chinese makers and the app developers and things of that nature. And so it's some different things going on that people, it looks like the social media industry is kind of open. In honesty, man, something in my eye. But it looks like the social media lane is kind of open, because even with some of the things that people are kind of migrating to, it's no definite traction. Like, downloads have been going for the Red Note app, for the Lemonade app, but there's nobody that's just taken over yet. So the lane is open. So make sure, if you want a pub, or you need me to promote your new app, get your people to give my people a call, and we can figure something out. All right. Let's address something. I do want to address something. A few months ago, when I started the podcast, I mentioned Drake and Kendrick. I might have been named in a... No, I'm not even going to play like that. Listen, y'all. So, I brought up Drake and Kendrick, the beef. I said this was the biggest rap beef in history. I've had comments that people was calling me young, people was calling me uneducated. It was crazy. It was crazy work. Then I had to realize, that no matter what, I know I'm right, because for us to still be talking about this almost a year later, 8 months later, 6 months after the last, no, not even 6 months, a lot of months after the last, so at least 8 months after the last beef record that dropped, you're still talking about it. It's lawsuits coming out of it. This has been the biggest rap battle out there. I know there's been beefs and there's been things of that nature that, people have gotten fights, people have lost careers, people have lost their lives. But as for strictly music, this has been the biggest rap battle. Mind you, I say rap battle ever. And one of the I mean, we got Kendrick K-Dot performing at the Super Bowl next month, and got another guy suing record labels. You know, I don't know. It's for it to still be prevalent almost a year later, after everything have died, after the beef have, after the rap battle have been declared as over. That kind of self-explains that I was right. If you said I was wrong, I mean, you comment on it, so that means I'm still right no matter what. I'm still right. So, moving on to sports, first and foremost, we're going to touch base with, I was asked to comment on the Wemby jersey swap. Okay, so a little context, a little backstory. Little kid and his dad, front row, courtside at a game. Wemby, the Spurs sensation, had a pretty good game, 19 points, 6 blocks. The kid had a Wemby jersey. Wemby had his game worn jersey. They swapped jerseys. That they one of the traditional jersey swaps. Obviously, it's a big contrast in the jerseys. And next thing you know, as of this, recording, the jersey has been posted on Golden auction website, and the starting bid of $10,000 for a game worn jersey. So the question to me was presented as, do I feel Wemby was, I'm trying to remember the wording, do I feel Wemby was taking advantage of what I have sold the jersey, and what do I think about the overall situation? I don't believe Wemby was taken advantage of. Pretty much when you give something, I mean, you can't. I can give someone $50 if they rip it up in my face. I gave them the money. Different scenario. But in sports, you can't really, definitely with that, like, you really can't tell what they're gonna do with it, so they can leave the stadium and go sell the jersey. So it's kind of, I don't feel he was taken advantage of. I would not have sold the jersey. Even at this point, once again, he can be just checking like what the current value of it is. But just imagine, Wemby goes on and do what he's projected to do. Win some championships, win some MVPs, some DPOYs. Just do what he's supposed to do and grow as a professional. I mean, he's gonna be that jersey that would have started bid of $10,000 is gonna be worth $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in a couple of years. In 10, 15 years. So me personally, I know if I go through the aspect of getting someone's jersey, I got a lot of memorabilia that is not going anywhere, and it's just not going nowhere because I hold those things to be my personal belongings that it's not going nowhere. Going to the NFL, Jerry Jones released. Jerry Jones, first and foremost, blocked Mike McCarthy from doing job interviews. Did not renew his contract. Sent him on his way. We'll see where he go. We'll see what Jerry does. It was reported and it was confirmed. He called Coach Prime, gauged the situation on how would what was the situation be in order, what would be needed in order for Coach Prime to go to Dallas. A lot of factors playing into that. Dak is on a $60 million contract. I don't think Jerry minds eating that money up and shipping Dak wherever, but a lot of things have to be given up due to the fact that Cowboys are currently, I think, 12th in the draft process, and so in order to move up to get Shador, and I think you'll be able to get Shiloh at a later date. Coach Prime still stays in the Dallas area. I believe that Ideally, it's ideal, but just the situation and the timing of it is just not timing, if that makes sense. Okay, so this is kind of when my playoffs really start. I did not see. Trying to think about the Commanders. Not sure. I didn't see the Commanders winning, but the Commanders and Buccaneers, that game really didn't affect my standing. So we got the Chiefs against the Texans. The Chiefs is prime for picking, in my opinion. They've had a lot of close games over the regular season. I believe 10 of their wins was within a touchdown. I believe, just like in any game, in the one touchdown possession, you could have flipped it over. That could have been 10 extra losses. I just feel their luck runs out this week. I say Houston books their first trip to the AFC Championship game. Baltimore takes out Buffalo in order to move on to the AFC Championship game. The Lions defeat the Commanders. The Commanders, good run this year, but it's over. And then Philly and the Eagles, I think this will be a close game. It's going to be contested. This might be the closest game. This game got the potential to go into overtime, but I say it's a tough defensive battle with the Eagles. I don't know, the Rams defense played pretty tough. I said the Eagles squeeze one out 20-17. Moving on to the AFC and NFC Championship games. We could possibly talk about this at a later date, but I'm going to talk about it now. I say Baltimore takes out Houston in the AFC Championship game to progress on to New Orleans, and Detroit takes out Philly in order to book their ticket to the Super Bowl to face Baltimore. That's my prediction. We'll see where it stands with that. Moving on to the NCAA. Moving on to the NCAA championship. We know that game is on Monday. Okay, MLK Day. Notre Dame against Ohio State. It's going to be a great game. I believe that game is going. It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a close game. Really, whatever team makes the fewest mistakes offensively or special teams wise, whatever team makes the fewer mistakes will win this game. I'm going to say Ohio State in a big, high-scoring game. I was ready for my prediction. 42-36, Ohio State. No defense is played in this game. Crazy work. Speaking of the NCAA football, I want to give a shout out to the East-West Shrine Bowl celebrating their 100 years. East-West Shrine Bowl this year. Guess who's in the building? Respect the Hustle podcast is in the building. Myself got invited to the game from Shrine Bowl. I will be sideline in Dallas at the Shrine Bowl. So we know sports management, brand management is my thing. So talked to some people, got invited, accepted the invite. I'm in the building. I'm excited because I've never seen Shedeur play in person. I've never seen, like I've told y'all, I was part of this Louis V luggage that came along to Colorado. So let's go through some of these accepted invites. Okay, we got you got all above nation in the building. Just about. You got Shedeur, Shiloh, Will Shepherd, LaJohntay, Cam, Jimmy Horn, Premier Colorado that I want to see in the building. So that's going to be fun. You got some LSUs. Tigers in the building. Trying to look to see anyone prominent else outside of the people I just named already. But I'm looking to bring y'all some good footage from that. I know I'm looking to do day in the life of video. I'm just trying to think of the logistics about that because I gotta travel. And then also footage from obviously the game, from when I'm out there, and the people I can run into and things of that nature. So if I can get some of these great athletes on camera, y'all know what it is. All the hustles out there, we're definitely gonna touch base. But got some Syracuse, got everyone. We know what the East West Shrine Bowl is. We know a lot of people have played in there, from Tom Brady, from everybody, and to everybody. So looking forward to this game. Looking forward to getting out there, just the experience of it. Shout out to the East West Shrine Bowl. Shout out to Stephanie and everybody else that I've touched base with in regards to this game. Moving forward, okay, I mentioned sports management, brand management. You're asking, what am I talking about? So we know I'm on the road. Getting to the point where I need to be. Okay, soon enough, going to be there with sports management. Since I can't manage just yet, Pro Select Sports, Pro Select Management. That's my brand. That's my company. I can do brand management. So if you know anyone, if you are anyone that needs brand management, we know with NILs and the collective and things of that nature, not just with sports, but I'm thinking of sports right now just because I've been talking about sports seems like all day. Everything is kind of linked in together. So it's just pretty much a way for me to have my agency and be able to represent and market models, athletes, people, brands. Everyone's a brand nowadays. Everyone has a brand. Everyone is a company. And honestly, that's how you got to carry yourself. And so I'm excited to bring this to you. This is kind of the formal announcement that we've already been out there and working and things of that nature. But I definitely wanted to present it to you, the hustlers. Okay. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. This is the 20th episode. Honestly, I didn't know if I was going to make it to 20. I didn't think about 20. My goal when I first started the podcast, I heard about the number 10, and I just wanted to get to 10. And honestly, I passed 10 so fast and did some couple of different videos that I didn't even think about the number 10. So, nonetheless, I say all that to say, make sure you tune in every drop. Click the bell below so you can get notified on every drop. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video on TikTok. Even though TikTok as of Sunday, as they say, might not be here, just go ahead and share the video. You got nothing to lose. But I thank you for tuning in. Next week, and I'm gonna make a graphic and post it on the page and whatnot. But next week we're doing a release party signing party with the 21st episode that puts us in the 1% of the top podcast in the world. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in. I'm out. Peace.
I just want the money, man. Fuck all the goobies and fuck all the fame. I just want the house, the flash, for Billy, the diamond go chain. You hearing them, coach? You hearing the crowd? They screaming my name. Wait for. Put me in again. 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 I won't let you down. I dreamed of this. I'm gonna do my thing.